If I could sit down with my beginner self and whisper a few things, I wouldn't talk about complicated patterns and stitches. I would definitely talk about expectations, tools, mindset, and learning. Because when it comes to crochet, and especially amigurumi, which is the focus of the channel, it is definitely not as hard as some people think. But there are things that I really wish someone had told me earlier. So today, I want to share the things I wish I knew before I started crocheting amigurumi. And you're hearing this from a person's perspective who's been crocheting for over a decade and teaching for even longer. Oh, I'm getting old. Hey everyone, if you're new in the channel, I am Bianca from Crocheniacs, and if you want to learn how to crochet amigurumi from scratch, or if just like me, you love everything amigurumi related, this is the right channel for you. Number one, the yarn material really matters. At first, yarn feels just like yarn. You don't know that much difference between them. But really soon you realize that cotton behaves different from acrylic, and wool is not the best one for this specific project. And then there is a lot more involved, like price, durability, and ethics as well. And I usually say that you don't need to understand that all. You don't need to learn every type of fabric that exists, every type of yarn, and know all the brands and etc. But you just need to understand that the yarn that you choose will affect the final result of your amigurumi. And yeah, if you want my opinion, I would go for 100% cotton yarn without a shadow of doubt. And if you have problems with your wrists or tendinitis or your fingers, for example, then I would go for a combination of cotton with acrylic. There are some yarns that are 50-50, 40 and 60%. It depends on the percentage of cotton with acrylic, cotton with something else, but something with cotton or 100% cotton if you don't have any kind of arthritis or whatever. I would say that this is the best way to go for amigurumi, especially for beginners. Number two is that crochet uses a bit more yarn than expected. This is something that you will notice, especially if you are a knitter. I also know how to knit. I don't do it that often anymore because, of course, Crocheniacs is my business, and all the spare time that I have, I am crocheting or crocheting either for the business or crocheting something for me, which also helps me learn more stuff to bring to my own patterns and designs. But I know how to knit, and I can clearly see that crochet uses more yarn than knitting. And this is something that you will realize once you start crocheting amigurumi as well. Number three, the crochet hook. And the handle matters way more than you think. And this is something that I really wish I knew earlier. These are the common and simple type of crochet hooks that usually people have. And actually this is a 4.5mm crochet hook size, the first one that I got when I started crocheting. I mean, this is good for beginners. And at first, I had a crochet hook that was a very cheap one. It cost, I don't know, I would say that it cost $2 to $3. I bought this in Brazil, so it was in Brazilian reais. But if I was supposed to convert, it would be around $2 to $3. I really thought that a crochet hook was a crochet hook. It wouldn't make any difference, but it actually does. It really does. I am not here to advertise any kind of brand, but having this kind of handle here, that this is, I don't know if it's rubber or, yeah, I think this is kind of a rubber. This is a tulip crochet hook, and this is my favorite one, favorite brand. I always sell here in the channel, although no one is sponsoring my video. This is my favorite one, and I like this even more than the Clover crochet hook, which is also quite famous. But this gives me way more comfort when crocheting, regardless if I am holding the crochet hook like this or like this. It's way more comfortable. And just so you know, this is how I hold the crochet hook, like a pencil. And you see that how it touches my finger. If I am using this kind of crochet hook, it starts to hurt this finger that I forgot the name, the bad finger. So having a comfortable handle can be very helpful. I wanted to save money, and I thought that this was Not that important, but it is. Number 4 is an interesting one. Climate is a hidden factor. And I know that this is something that surprises people quite a lot. Heat, humidity, sweaty hands, these all affects your crochet tension, friction, therefore the consistent stitch shapes that you get in your amigurumi. My hands are not so dry. I have sweaty hands. I even had hyperhidrosis for a while. I did the surgery years ago. But whenever I feel like my hands are a bit more sweaty, I crochet with a hand towel next to me, so I'm constantly drying the handle of the crochet hook. Otherwise, I feel like my stitches are not so even when my hands are sweaty, and that makes a huge difference. But since we are talking about crochet hook, the number 5 tip that I can bring here to the channel is that there is no right or wrong way of holding your crochet hook. We usually have the knife grip, that it's like this, or the pencil grip, like this. I hold with the pencil grip. Well, I usually hold with the pencil grip, but if I crochet with larger crochet hook sizes, like a 10 or 12 millimeters when I'm using chunky yarn, I hold them like this as a knife grip, because it feels more comfortable. And you should hold the crochet hook the way that feels more comfortable for you. And something that I need to emphasize here as well, I've given some tips here on the channel on, I don't know, how to avoid the slanting stitches or how to do color changes or how to do this and this and that. And some people write in the comments like, oh, I cannot do this trick because I do the knife grip. Or this trick is good, but the ones who hold as a knife grip cannot do that. And this is completely wrong. All the tips, all the techniques, they can be done both ways. And I'm telling you this because I do both ways. As I said, when I'm using a chunky yarn, I hold the crochet hook like this and I crochet the same. It works the same way. Number 6, you don't need to buy thousands of stuff. I mean, crochet doesn't need to be something expensive. I know that especially now there are so many yarn brands and amigurumi became something so popular. There are lots of accessories and there are lots of things that we want to experiment. But if you're on a budget, it doesn't need to be expensive. When I started, there weren't even specific yarns for amigurumi. And in Brazil, there is a yarn from the brand Círculo called amigurumi. And just so you know, this yarn is one of the most, I would say that this is the most popular in Brazil, highly used, and they also sell internationally. But this yarn didn't even exist. When I started crocheting amigurumi, there weren't that many things available out there. So I started with like 2 yarn colors, a crochet hook that it wasn't even that good, I already showed you, and that was it. That's how I learned. And I see that people nowadays, they want to learn amigurumi and like straight away I will buy a set of 12 crochet hooks. I will buy the whole pack of this collection of yarns that has 40 different colors. And they get so overwhelmed with the amount of information that is available. But you really, really don't need to purchase that much stuff. Number 7, save your things. I mean, save your patterns, save the PDFs that you purchase, the downloads, and parenthesis, the legal patterns, okay? We are not talking about digital piracy here. If you purchase a pattern, create folders in your computer, in your cell phone, store them correctly. Because believe me, one day you want to make this again. I have patterns that I purchased 10 years ago. The designs were so simple. People, I mean, nowadays there are so many things. I'm sounding like a broken record. But that's the truth. I mean, amigurumi is becoming more and more popular, which I think is amazing. But 12 years ago, we didn't have that many things available. So there weren't that many patterns, and the ones that I have, they are so good. If I want to crochet them again, I know where they are. They are in a specific folder in my computer, and I will need to like purchase another pattern, and that's the beauty of it. Number 8, the yarn stash will happen. Whenever you go out, you go to a yarn store, really ask yourself if you need that yarn. Buy with a purpose. I always say this here in the channel. It's becoming like my quote.
Buy with a purpose by Bianca.
Because what I say is that people purchase a lot of yarn, and I talk to so many people that they have like a room full of yarn and under their bed is full of yarn. Of course I have a lot because that's my job. I work with that. But sometimes people could just take this as a hobby. They have a full room full of yarn that they don't even remember. And then they purchase another pattern, another project, and they buy more yarn. So always like check whatever you have at home before going out to purchase even more. Number 9, take breaks. Forcing crochet never helps. If something is not going like 100% as you wanted, put it down, walk away, and relax a little bit. Because if you keep forcing it, you will just get frustrated with the project and perhaps you not even get back to it. Number 10, you don't need to follow trends. And I love that one because I personally don't like to follow trends and not only about crochet. I like what I like, you know? I am that kind of person. It's not like the color of the ear is burgundy, so from now on I will only crochet and wear burgundy. I don't care that much for that stuff. I strongly encourage you to explore and experiment different things to see what fits you and your style, but focus on what you love making. Because I think that this is how you nurture your style and your creativity even more. When you try to follow trends and all the people's styles and all the people's way of doing stuff, you can easily get lost. What I'm saying by that is not following other people's patterns. No, it's not that. It's like now everyone is crocheting this, I don't know, glasses holder. This was the trend of last year. And I was like, why is everyone doing that? And I saw so many people like following this trend like crazy. Oh, I need to crochet this. If you don't like it, you don't need to follow it. You know? I hope it makes sense. And the last one, it will be the 11th tip. And I would say that this is a bonus. It was not in my plans, but I just thought about it. Crochet social. Tell people that you crochet, and you immediately have another topic for conversation. And that's really amazing. Because I feel like not only crochet, but craft in general, they connect people. You immediately hear people saying like, hey, my mom crochet, or my father crochets, my grandma crocheted. Oh, I have this thing that someone gave to me. And you immediately have something to bond with other people. And it connects generations. In my family, my mom didn't used to crochet, but my grandma did. My grandmother, thank God she's still alive, and she's so proud of me, of my business. She's so proud of Crocheniacs because among all the granddaughters, I'm the only one who crochets. And I think that's awesome. That's something that I have in common with her. And I hope that if one day I have a kid, this kid will crochet as well. I will try to put crochet in this kid's life, for sure. It connects people, connects generations, and I think this is beautiful. And to sum up, the things that I wish I knew when I started learning amigurumi is that this is not trendy. As I said, this is becoming more and more popular, but at least for me, the way that I see amigurumi and the whole art, it's not about being trendy. It's not about being perfect. It's about learning and making and patience and making something with our hands in a world that very rarely slows down. And believe me, if you're just starting your journey, you are not late. You're exactly where you should be. And let me know if you like this kind of videos where we have chats about mindset, learning, and all the great things that we can get out of crochet amigurumi, because I really love creating those videos that go beyond the pattern itself. Please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll leave you with this other video here because I'm pretty sure you will like it too.